All right, everybody, welcome back. You ready for this? We are going deep on omega-3s today.
Ooh, yeah.
We're talking fish oil. We're talking all that good stuff. We're going to be diving into some really cool research by Dr. Rhonda Patrick.
Yes.
She is like the expert in this field.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
And we're going to be finding out why this stuff is so important.
It's really more important than I think most people realize.
For sure. I think, we've all heard of omega-3s.
Yeah.
We know they're good for us, but like, how good?
Right?
So get ready for some stuff that might just completely change
I think so.
the way you think about your health.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the most surprising things that I learned
Okay.
from Dr. Patrick's work is that like having low omega-3 levels is actually linked to a shorter lifespan.
Yeah.
And get this,
Okay.
the impact is comparable to smoking.
I know.
I was like, what?
It's wild. It's like,
Yeah.
we think of smoking, we know that's bad for us, but when you hear that low omega-3 levels can have a similar impact.
It's kind of a wake-up call.
It really is, and it makes you wonder, what's the connection there? And a lot of it comes down to, like you were saying, heart health.
Right.
Heart disease is, one of the leading causes of death worldwide.
Huge.
And smoking, we all know, dramatically increases your risk of heart disease.
Yeah.
Omega-3s, on the other hand, can actually reduce that risk.
Wow. So they're like these tiny little warriors
Yes.
battling it out in our
Fighting for our hearts.
hearts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so question is, how do we even know if we're getting enough of these?
Well, that's a good question. And that's where something called the Omega-3 index comes in.
Okay, omega-3 index.
It sounds fancy,
Uh-huh.
but it's basically a measure of the omega-3 levels in your red blood cells.
Okay, so like in our actual blood.
Yeah, and what's cool about this is it gives you more of a long-term view of your intake,
Oh, okay.
as opposed to just a standard blood test,
Right, because that's just
which is just a snapshot.
like a moment in time,
Exactly. This is like
like a health report card
Yeah, exactly. A long-term report card of your omega-3 status.
for our omega-3s. I love it.
I like that.
Okay, so then what's the average American's omega-3 index look like?
Well, unfortunately, it's not great.
Oh no.
The average is somewhere around 4 to 5%.
4 to 5.
Which, isn't ideal. And you compare that to a country like Japan,
Oh,
where they eat a lot more fish, their average is around 10%.
wow.
And interestingly, their average lifespan is about 5 years longer.
Okay, that's a pretty big difference.
It is. And you can't say for sure that it's all due to omega-3s, but
Right, but it's like it definitely makes you think.
it makes you think, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dr. Patrick, she actually recommends
Yeah.
aiming for an omega-3 index
Yeah.
of 8% or higher
Yeah.
for like optimal health.
At least 8%.
And she even suggests taking around 2 grams of omega-3 supplements daily.
To like kind of help bridge that gap.
Yeah.
If you're not getting enough from your diet.
Makes sense.
2 grams though.
I know, it sounds like a lot.
That sounds like a lot.
It does sound like a lot, but it is actually safe.
Oh.
Doctors often prescribe up to 4 grams for people with heart health issues.
Wow.
So, 2 grams is definitely within a safe range.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, it is.
I mean, the supplement aisle, it could be really overwhelming.
Oh, absolutely. How do you even...
It's a sea of bottles.
Yeah, how do you even pick?
Right.
What do we look for?
Okay, so a few key things to look for.
Okay.
First of all, EPA and DHA.
Okay.
Those are the real superstars of the omega-3 family.
The good stuff.
The ones that have all the benefits.
Yeah.
So look for a supplement with a high concentration of EPA and DHA.
Got it.
Then you want to be mindful of contaminants
Okay.
like PCBs and mercury,
Right.
which can sometimes be present in
Oh, and the fish?
some fish oil supplements. Yeah. So you want to make sure that your supplement has been tested for purity. Got it. And then another thing to consider is oxidation.
Oxidation. I've heard of this.
Yeah. Rancid fish oil. Nobody wants that.
No, thank you.
It's not good for you. And it doesn't taste good.
It's not good.
So you want to make sure that the oil is fresh,
Fresh.
and hasn't oxidized. And a good way to do that
Okay.
is to look for independent testing sites.
What?
Like Consumer Lab or IFOS.
Okay.
These are organizations that analyze different brands.
Oh, cool.
And they'll tell you,
That's good to know.
how pure they are, how potent they are,
Yeah.
whether they've oxidized.
Got it.
So those are really good resources.
Okay, so once we find a good brand, then we got to decide between ethyl ester and triglyceride forms.
Right.
So what's the difference there?
So triglyceride form is generally considered to be better absorbed by the body.
Okay.
And then ethyl ester, which is often what you find in prescriptions.
needs a little bit of help to be absorbed properly.
Okay.
So you need to take it with a meal that contains some healthy fats.
Okay, so like avocado or nuts or something like that.
Yep. Some healthy fats will help your body absorb that ethyl ester form.
Perfect. So we talk a lot about supplements, but we can also get omega-3s from food, too.
Absolutely.
Like, I know I'm a big fan of salmon.
Yes, fatty fish, like wild Alaskan salmon,
Yes.
are excellent sources of omega-3s.
So good.
Yeah, sardines, mackerel, herring,
Yeah.
all those good oily fish.
So, realistically, can we get enough omega-3s from food alone?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah, to reach that 8% goal.
It's tough.
Yeah.
2 servings of fatty fish per week is a great start.
Yeah.
But it might not be enough to hit that 8% target on its own.
Okay.
So Dr. Patrick actually suggests combining those 2 servings of fish per week with a daily supplement.
Got it. So even if I'm like eating salmon every day,
Mm-hmm.
I might still need to supplement to hit that 8%.
Yeah, you might.
Okay, this is news to me.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Like it makes you wonder.
It does.
How much fish would you have to eat?
Yeah.
Like actually get to that 8%
No, I don't think.
without the supplement.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mystery, and I think there's still a lot of research to be done in that area.
I love it.
Yeah.
So after this deep dive, I got to ask you,
Okay.
are you getting enough omega-3s?
Good question.
No. Have you checked your levels? Are you supplementing?
You got me thinking.
Are you eating all the fish?
Maybe I need to up my intake.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? How something so small can have such a big impact on our health.
Right.
It's pretty incredible.
It's pretty wild. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive
Oh, my pleasure.
into the world of omega-3s.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder, like what other small changes can we make
Yeah, what else is out there?
in our lives that can actually have like a significant impact
Yeah,
on our long-term health and well-being?
a lot to explore.
So much to explore. All right, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
And until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.
Keep diving deep.